The one and only Channel 4 has given us exactly 30 seconds to tell you what you'll be seeing each and every week on The Jaguar Show. Hit it. On the field, off the field, commentary, player profile, scores, highlights, game stats, analysis, the best, the worst, the latest, the greatest, in-depth offense, defense, locker room, coaches, players, fans. And we're just getting started. Join Brian Sexton and Jeff Lageman for all the fun. The Jaguar Show, Thursday at 8 on the one and only Channel 4.
Ahead today, a tense time for people near Washington as the sniper threatens their children. We'll have continuing coverage today at noon here on Channel 4.
You're watching Pyramid on the one and only Channel 4. Stay tuned for Eyewitness News.
To spank or not to spank?
I can't sit him down and reason with him.
Oh, but you can. Next, Dr. Phil. Today at 3 on the one and only Channel 4.
My entire professional career has been focused on one thing: fighting for ordinary families against powerful interests.
As a lead attorney in Florida's victory over tobacco companies, Wayne Hogan helped stop tobacco advertising near schools and playgrounds.
Smoking among high school students has dropped 30%, 47% among middle school students. That wouldn't have happened without Wayne Hogan having the courage to take on the big tobacco companies.
If you send me to Congress, I won't represent anybody but you.
From us, for us, Wayne Hogan for Congress.
Now you can train to become a professional massage therapist in just 10 months. Whether you work out of your home or for an employer, the demand has never been greater. Imagine working in cruise ships, resorts, spas, or even your own salon. The pay is great and the work rewarding.
For information, call 1-877-886-5079. Find out how Heritage Institute can train you in just 10 months to be a massage therapist. That's 1-877-886-5079. Ask about our job placement service. Call now.
You'd like to believe that floods happen to other people, not you. But are you ready to bet the house on it? The fact is, your homeowner's insurance won't protect you against flood losses. National Flood Insurance will. So why risk losing everything when buying and keeping National Flood Insurance can make all the difference? Get the facts. Call for your free National Flood Insurance guide. Be flood alert. Call 1-888-FLOOD-13.
Mary Bear, only on Channel 4's Eyewitness News. Live from WJXT Channel 4, this is the one and only Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joyce Morgan. Our big story today: investigators are still piecing together clues that they hope will help them catch the Washington area sniper. They're focusing on clues and letters that were found near the scenes of 2 shootings. The letters reportedly demand $10 million and threaten children. Channel 4's Keith Oppenheim is in Rockville, Maryland with the very latest on this story.
We're waiting for another news conference to begin any time now here in Rockville, Maryland, but we know that by phone, by letter, and through the media that the police and the sniper have been communicating. And we know from law enforcement sources that there have now been 2 handwritten letters from the sniper, and that the author of the letters is angry that some of his calls haven't been answered.
Law enforcement sources say it was in the first letter, found near Saturday night's crime scene in Ashland, Virginia, that the author demanded $10 million. Tuesday night, police responded cryptically.
We have researched the option you stated and found that it is not possible electronically to comply in the manner that you requested. However, we remain open and ready to talk to you about the options you have mentioned.
Sources say Saturday's letter criticizes police for not recognizing half a dozen calls from the sniper on the tip line. And because of that poor communication, quote, 5 people had to die.
It's not fair. And it's not right. It's not right.
Tuesday, family and friends of bus driver Conrad Johnson reacted after he was shot to death on a bus in the Maryland suburbs of Washington. While this shooting has not been definitively linked to the serial killings, we have learned a second letter from the sniper was left near this crime scene, repeating Saturday's demands.
Your children are not safe anywhere at any time.
Those words, a postscript from the first letter, are an indication of how police are pressured to tell the public the contents of the sniper's communications, particularly if children are threatened.
I think that they should warn us, forewarn us, and let us make decisions as to what changes we want to make in our daily lives.
If this last shooting is linked to the sniper, that would make for a total of 10 people dead and 3 wounded. And while these letters may be demanding cash, some investigators question whether this sniper is genuinely driven by a quest for money. Reporting live in Rockville, Maryland, I'm Keith Oppenheim. Now back to you.
And as Keith said, we are standing by for any news conference, and we'll bring you any updates throughout the day on this sniper investigation. This noon, a man has died after an industrial accident. He was trapped under a backhoe this morning at 9315 Old Kings Road in the Sunbeam area. Channel 4's Brad Puffer is on the scene. Brad, what happened and how did they get him out?
Well, we're told that a hydraulic lift fell. It gave way and fell down and pinned that man. It happened just about 9:45 this morning. As you can see, police are still here on scene. They are continuing to do their investigation. And yes, this man did die at Shands Hospital. Police say it was inside a bay here at Sunbelt Rentals that an employee was working on a backhoe when suddenly the hydraulic lift released and he was pinned underneath. That man was flown to Shands Hospital with life-threatening injuries and later died. Sunbelt rents industrial-style equipment, everything from generators to heavy-duty equipment. Rescue officials say when they arrived, the man had already been freed from under the backhoe, but had already suffered critical chest injuries.
Very, very heavy piece of machinery. Another employee rushed over with another piece of machinery and lifted it off of him.
Here on scene are homicide detectives. That is all standard procedure anytime there is a injury and death like this in an industrial accident. They also expect to have OSHA representatives, the agency that investigates these type of industrial accidents. They are expected to arrive here shortly and conduct their investigation as well. What we do know right now, though, is an employee here, a man who worked at Sunbelt Rentals, did die after that machinery gave way and pinned him underneath. We're live on the south side. I'm Brad Puffer.
Thanks so much, Brad. A discovery of a suspicious wooden box this morning at Palatka High School resulted in school being canceled for the day. Because the box was taped closed with clear packing tape, the bomb squad was called in. But after x-raying the box, they discovered a few dollars, some coins, and some Bic lighters. The sheriff's office determined the box was probably left by mistake. Students and teachers who were still on the premises were allowed to enter the school. 3 people are seriously injured after what police are calling a drive-by shooting. It happened at the intersection of Albert Street and A. Philip Randolph Boulevard. An off-duty officer who was directing traffic at the Jacksonville Fair heard gunshots around 9:30 last night. He responded to the shots and discovered one victim was shot in the leg, another in the neck, and another in the arm. All 3 were taken to Shands, Jacksonville. An East Arlington man is recovering this afternoon after being beaten and left for dead. Neighbors called police just after 3 this morning when they found the man calling for help from a vacant lot next to his trailer home. Friends of the family say the 65-year-old suffered 7 broken ribs, a broken jaw, and had severe bruising on his face. He's now in fair condition at Shands, Jacksonville. We're told that by police that they have developed a few suspects, but they're still investigating exactly why this man was attacked. The federal murder trial against former Jacksonville police officer Carl Walden resumes today at 1 p.m. At that time, Walden's brother-in-law, James Swift Jr., will return to the stand to continue testimony about Walden's involvement in the 1998 murder of Sammy Safar. And stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the Carl Walden trial later today. Time now for a look at today's weather, and it looks okay. It's not bad for a fall day.
So far, so great, Joyce. We did have some fog earlier this morning, and the low clouds are back, and that's keeping our temperatures down. Yesterday, we had a high of 84. Today, well, we may make it to 74, 75, something like that. Here's Doppler radar. Live look at what's going on. No showers until you get all the way out there to the Gulf Coast. Other showers will begin to develop out in the Panhandle. They'll move off toward the east. They may reach us by around 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Not so much those, but other showers which will pop up in some of the heat that we're seeing here at the lunch hour. Let's look outside here and take a look at the downtown area. Northeasterly winds pushing those low clouds around the Jacksonville area, so we're running about 10 degrees on the cooler side than yesterday. In Georgia, they're still in the 60s. We'll look at the entire area's forecast here in just a second. In the meantime, it's time to get that lunchtime traffic center update with Curtis Wayne.
Thank you very much, John. On the north side of town, 2 large luxury cars tangled 95 southbound before Dunn Avenue. Over in the west side, you'll find a collision with injuries 103rd Street eastbound at Harlow Boulevard. Crashes on Confederate Point Road just east of Blanding Boulevard and on Blanding at West Connett. Over in Arlington, an accident right at the intersection of Merrill Road and Hartsfield Road. Watch for a piece of tractor-trailer tire tread 95 southbound near Bowden Road. From the traffic center, I'm Curtis Wayne for Eyewitness News at noon.
Thanks so much, Curtis. Well, you're watching the news here at noon on Channel 4. And be sure to stay tuned for all the latest on the Beltway sniper investigation right here. And meteorologist John Gahn will be back again in a moment, taking a look at weather that could be just perfect for the fair. His 7-day planner is coming up.
What makes this popular fall produce specialty so special? We can fancy up our tables with it, too. You'll see. Yeah.
They mix finance with family. Moms who work from home, how they do it. Today on the one and only Channel 4, WJXT.
Buick brings it on.
Nothing from nothing, beat nothing.
Buick, the spirit of American style, now brings America's zero down, zero payments till 2003, and zero APR financing for over 5 years on every new Buick. 000, plus up to $1,000 bonus cash on models equipped with leather-appointed seating.
Nothing from nothing, beat nothing.
See your Buick dealer by October 31st.
We're gonna make you feel good, really good. At Sonny's Feel Good Barbecue, we get it right, and it tastes so nice. At Sonny's Feel Good Barbecue, make yourself at home. Come on and stay for a while. Taste all the things that make you smile. At Sonny's, we're gonna make you feel good.
I just can't get over Dad with his new Pride Power chair. Now it's so easy for him to get around the house. His chair is so rugged he could tackle almost anything. They even have styles that disassemble. And with our provider's help, Dad qualified, and his insurance covered everything.
Independence Medical is a Medicare supplier who takes assignment on power chairs and deals with most private insurance companies. Call 1-800-705-4115.
Insurance companies are here to make money. If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident or you suspect medical malpractice, stop. Don't sign a thing. Call the law offices of Barnes, Barnes & Cohen. Get honest answers to your serious questions. Hello, I'm Bob Barnes of Barnes, Barnes & Cohen. Protect your legal rights and the compensation you're entitled to with a team of local attorneys. There are no fees and costs to you unless you win. Call Barnes, Barnes & Cohen.
You're gonna love the way it makes you feel. Find the room you want, the joy is real. The search is simple, let your pleasure show. Decorating's easy at Rooms to Go. With every new look, every low price, comfort and style, the expert advice. Delivering faster, it all goes to show. Decorating's easy at Rooms to Go. Decorating's easy, Rooms to Go easy. Decorating's easy at Rooms to Go.
Right now, we are joining the police news conference in Rockville, Maryland, where they just confirmed that yesterday's sniper shooting was indeed from the same person. Let's listen in.
As well as all the other ones who have been affected by these shootings every day. We communicate all the information that we get. We have their task force members sitting with us. They are aware of all the information that we're aware of. They may not have the exact wording, but the context of what we have is known to all of them. So we're certainly not withholding anything as far as safety. We're all parents, and we're certainly concerned for the safety of our kids as well as our co-workers, etc. The next thing is we seem to get a lot of questions about what we're doing and why. Everything possible is being done on this case. There's a lot of talented law enforcement people working on this case from a number of agencies. We all have a lot of different expertise. It's all coming together at once. Some things take longer than others, just like an illness. Some things don't respond to treatment right away. Some cases don't respond to our methods right away. We try new things. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. We would have liked to have solved this by now, but it's certainly not for the sake that we're trying our best. So it may take a little longer, but we're certainly confident that we're going to resolve this. Last is progress is being made every day. We get one step closer every day. As I've said before, it's one tip away. But all the leads that come in, we follow those up every day and we eliminate potential suspects. So progress is made every day, and it just puts us one step closer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And certainly to follow that up, we continue to aggressively work all of the leads. So I want to encourage anyone with any information to call the national hotline 1-888-324-9800. And we want to continue to stress that that's whether you're in Maryland or in Virginia or the District of Columbia, that information is taken in at that source and is given out to the investigators. Our Chief Charlie Dean of the Prince William County Police Department is doing some work as part of the task force, and he has asked Sergeant Kim Chin to share some information with you.
Good afternoon. During the course of our investigation in Prince William County, we think that there are possibly more witnesses out there, people who might have heard a gunshot and maybe haven't talked to investigators yet because they think the information they have is not important. So we'd like to ask anyone who was in the area of Ballsford Road and 234 in Manassas on Wednesday, October 9th between 8 and 8:30 p.m. to call to call the hotline number. We also are looking for anyone who might have been driving a white van in the area at that time. We've gotten several reports of a white van being seen in the area. We've checked out a lot of them, but there are still a few that we have not been able to track down. So if you have any information, please call the hotline and tell them that you're calling about the Prince William County homicide. Thank you.
In yesterday's situation in Montgomery County, we strongly feel, as does our Chief Dean, that there are witnesses that have not come forward, that we have not talked to. And whereas this is a delicate matter, we feel like in some ways there may be some people with some type of immigrant status that may be witnesses. And because of failure to communicate, failure to educate, that when we have federal law enforcement officials involved in investigation, perhaps some of our immigrant community members feel like there would be some problem for them because of their status, or some questions with regards to their status if they come forward. So we hope that is not the case, but if that is the case, we want to stress that that is not our interest in this matter. We will work with them. We need to hear from them. And please understand that that is not the interest of the task force, not the interest of the Montgomery County Police Department. And we really need to hear from them as we continue to put this puzzle together. So if that is the case, then I hope they hear this message, and we will continue as a country, I guess, to address that, and hope all people will feel that they can work with law enforcement. Our next briefing will be at noon tomorrow, and we'll, at this point, take questions.
Chief, can you comment on reports about the sniper having called the FBI and 5?
Again, you have been watching the news conference out of Rockville, Maryland. Police and investigators confirm that yesterday's shooting of a bus driver is indeed the work of the Beltway sniper. Now, they went on to talk about the threats to children. They said they were very concerned about everyone's children. I mean, they even admitted that they have children in the area, so that is a main concern. And they encourage anyone with information to go on and call in. Again, you just heard that their next news conference is scheduled for tomorrow, again at 12 noon. And of course, we'll be following these events all through the afternoon. We'll have another report coming up at 12:30. Well, it's cloudy, but so far no signs of any showers. But will that change soon? John has his exclusive forecast just ahead. We are proud today to cover Mill Creek, Turtle Creek, and Julington Creek. You're watching Eyewitness News here on Channel 4.
Christina on the breakdown that caused her family to fly across the country to be at her side. Plus, go home with the jackasses. Next, Access Hollywood.
Tonight at 8 on the one and only Channel 4.
My name is Kathleen Finnegan, and
I was kidnapped, robbed, and shot by an early release criminal. He had a prison sentence that was reduced because of prison overcrowding. I was shot in my arms, and my friend Norm was shot in the head. I survived. Norman didn't. I asked him why he did it. He indicated that he just wanted to kill somebody. Charlie Crist has been a great help in stopping the early release of prisoners. Prisoners now serve at least 85% of their sentences. Florida's a safer place because of the work Charlie Crist did.
Direct Satellite and Dish Network is giving you a super deal. Get a free Dish Network satellite TV system, free standard professional installation, and the America's Top 50 package for only $22.99 per month. That's right, only $22.99 per month with valid major credit card and 12-month commitment. Product for promotion may be new, remanufactured, or discontinued, system based upon availability. Call Direct Satellite now at 737-2000. Offer ends January 12, 2003, starting value $348. Get a free Dish Network system and free standard installation from Direct Satellite.
If you see news happening, call Eyewitness News. If you're a Singular Wireless customer, call Star TV4. Alltel customers, call Pound TV4. Be a part of the one and only Channel 4.
Governor Jeb Bush, the courage to push our education system to do better for all our kids. School funding up $3 billion, test scores rising, a $100 million plan to attract new teachers with better pay and more training. New standards so third-grade students read at grade level before they're promoted. An affordable plan to build 12,000 new classrooms. Jeb Bush, real leadership on education.
Janie, time to eat. Janie, dinner.
Okay, Mom. Just one more page?
Okay.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center.
I didn't like reading. Then they showed me it was fun.
We call our approach the Sylvan Advantage. It's individual attention from highly trained and certified teachers, plus progress reports for you. If your child is struggling or not being challenged enough, call 1-800-EDUCATE. Sylvan. Learning feels good.
John Gahn has the seal of approval of the American Meteorological Society.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist John Gahn. It's about 12:20 on this early Wednesday afternoon, and so far, well, we've had some sunshine, we've had some clouds, gusty northeasterly winds, and temperatures that are running about 8, 10, 12 degrees cooler than what they were yesterday at about the same time. Take a quick look at the old time lapse, and this is a look to the downtown area from about 11 this morning until about 2 minutes ago. And you can see northeasterly winds pushing on shore, some cloudiness. The cloudiness not all that thick. And yet at the same time, it's thick enough to give us some cooler temperatures, which will be the theme to this afternoon. Here's Doppler radar showing that we don't have much in the way of shower activity on shore. There were some scattered showers well offshore and also out toward the west. What we've got is a little bit of a wind shear going on. We've got low-level winds basically coming in out of the northeast, upper-level winds coming in from the west. And the crossing of these two winds, well, on occasion will produce some heavy rain for us over the next 3 days. And basically how that'll get triggered will be little waves of energy in the upper atmosphere called in the jet stream. And these little waves of energy will help to fire off that rain. Look at the temperature difference across the area. Only 64 degrees, low clouds and fog at times out there near Waycross. Brunswick, Georgia, somehow you made it up to 70 degrees. I think part of that is due to the fact that the water temperature in the coastal waters of Georgia running about 76 degrees, so it's fairly warm water there along the coast. Yeah, at Folkestone, you're at 66. Lake City, you're at 66. A little more cloudier skies there. Down to the south, 80 right now on Palm Coast. Northeastern winds across the entire area up to around 14 miles an hour. For the remainder of this afternoon, I don't think winds are going to die down much, so that means temperatures will probably struggle to get into the mid-70s. If you're going to be outdoors here this afternoon and the clouds get kind of thick in your neighborhood, you'll be thinking about having a jacket because it'll be cool enough to make you feel that way. 64, as I mentioned, in Alma, 59 in Macon, Georgia. Now, that's with cloudiness and gusty northeastern winds. That's a pretty raw day for them. 71 in Tallahassee, and then look down to the south. You got to love Miami. 87 degrees here at the lunch hour. They're having a pretty nice day of it. Meanwhile, here are those clouds just to the north of us. We're right on the edge. And again, this is going to be the problem for the forecast for us the next couple of days, as we are going to be on the edge between the heavy rains in Georgia and maybe no rain at all down in the south. Look at the heavy thunderstorms there in the northern Gulf, lightning associated with those. These thunderstorms are heading on off to the east with the jet stream. So as long as this jet stream pattern remains as it is, we're in it. For every 12 hours, we're going to get either a period of dryness or a period of wetness, and it looks like the wetness will be hitting us later on this afternoon, this evening. Then another round will head toward us coming up sometime on let me think about this, Thursday night and early Friday morning. So it keeps changing, but one round is actually going to go through later on. The next round will show up sometime later on Thursday afternoon and evening. That's that area, low pressure that's forming out near Dallas. Northeasterly winds up to around 15 miles an hour, seas running 3 to 5 feet. The surf is going to be kind of choppy with that northeasterly wind up to around 2 to 3 feet. This afternoon's high tide coming up later on. A low tide was this, rather low tide around 4:30. High tide was this morning. 76 today, Joyce, and tomorrow. 81 on Friday. We should warm up by Friday. The changes are going to be subtle. And, you know, we've talked about this kind of like, well, just kind of pay attention type of weather, because until these systems start to show up for sure, we really don't know exactly when they're going to time out. It looks like the next one will time out this evening around 6.
Okay. Thank you, John. Still to come this noon, investigators in the D.C. area continue to reach out to the person behind the sniper shootings. Plus, Mr. Food shows us some party decorations that can spruce up your holiday get-together. So stay with us.
The tension is growing.
Calm down. Breathe.
All this week on Millionaire.
Join me weeknights at 8:30 on WJXT.
It's the time of year for heartfelt homecomings and cozy celebrations. Haverty's pre-holiday sale. The styles you love at prices you can afford. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. For more than a century, we've helped make your home the place you want to be. Haverty's makes it home.
These days, it can really be confusing just to buy a hearing aid. With so many choices and big claims out there, it's good to know that National Hearing Centers is just a phone call away. At National, you won't find fancy gimmicks, but you will find the best hearing aids made by the #1 manufacturer in the world at the lowest prices in town. We guarantee the lowest price on your hearing aids. No matter what price you see somewhere else, we'll beat it. So come see us at National Hearing Centers. We're in select Walmart stores and other locations near you.
Ooh, Michelina's bowls are just for me, made with the Mama Michelina's recipe. Gotta buy much of best and top of quality. Hey, Michelina's. Michelina's bowls are just the right size. Bowls of Michelina's for much it satisfies her. Top of quality and the personal surprise. Hey, Michelina's.
You sing bowls and home-style bowls from Michelina's.
Top of quality and the price of nice surprise. Hey, Michelina's.
Do you want to dance and hold my hand? Winner of the 2000 Tony Award for Best New Musical, Contact.
Baby, do you want to dance?
See the best new musical, Contact.
Buy all 4 shows and save. Kinco, Florida's premier manufacturer of aluminum windows and doors, has been serving Florida for over 30 years. Each and every Kinco window and door is made by hand with the finest materials. Kinco has windows and doors to suit every need, and you can see them in one of our 2 showrooms, or we'll come to your home. Just call today for a free estimate. Because at Kinco Windows and Doors, factory direct truly means direct from the factory.
Fall is here and Mr. Food has a decorating idea. Fill your home with creative holiday gourds in any shape, size, and color for the season.
Well, a quick look at our produce counter tells us it's fall. Oh, apples galore and pumpkins and gourds. And what's a gourd? Well, that depends on who we ask. Well, here, according to the dictionary, we've actually got gourds all year long. Well, like cucumbers and watermelons and all of our squash varieties, including our Halloween pumpkin and our pie pumpkins. They're all gourds. But some people say true gourds are not good to eat. Others disagree. In fact, during ancient times, what we think of as gourds were used as utensils in storage containers. Sure, they were cut open and they were scooped out and they came in every size. But today, gourds are used more for decoration. We might place a few small ones just as they are on our holiday table or our counters, you know, to jazz things up and give it that autumn touch. And boy, do they have odd shapes. I mean, there are pear-shaped ones and round ones and flat ones and egg-shaped ones, even ones with long, funny necks. Yeah, they come in all sorts of colors, and yes, no two are alike. Each one has its own personality. And if we want to keep them around, we can dry them out a bit, give them a spray of varnish, and done. In fact, many of them are sold already varnished in our supermarkets, and some come already decorated. And maybe decorate them ourselves if we want. And because of their unique shapes, anyone can be an artist. Yeah, gourds. They're an autumn time and holiday time eye-catching. Ooh, it's so good.
Okay, so I got to get the kids started on the gourds.
Running out of time, Joyce.
That's right. Well, stay with us. There's much more to come on our next half hour of Eyewitness News at noon. Of course, we're going to have more about the Washington area sniper, the latest from police on that.
Of course, we'll also take a look at our weather. It's changing as I speak. I mean, literally, we're going to see the rain start to develop before you know it. So, looking okay now. Clouds are building. Showers are on the way. Stick around. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Smile, it's fair time with the Greater Jacksonville Agricultural Fair. Give us your best smile at 4UTV in the Exhibition Hall. 4UTV at the fair, October 16th through the 27th.
John Micah understands the sacrifices that our veterans have made for us.
30 years ago, my father died in a crowded veterans hospital. That's why I'll never stop working to make certain that our veterans and seniors get the health care they deserve.
He got the money to build new VA clinics and a veterans nursing home. John Micah is a leader in the fight to get all seniors a workable prescription drug program.
That's why I'm working to make certain that what you did is never forgotten.
Ever notice how most detergent commercials only show one dish being washed?
And if I only had one dish, I wouldn't need a dishwasher.
Right. That's why I'm going to clean this big stack of dishes with this Electrosol 2-in-1 tab with the Jet Dry Powerball inside.
How is this going to clean all that?
Easy. Watch. Mac and cheese, right? Spaghetti sauce, oatmeal.
Okay.
Eggs, peanut butter.
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to rinse those?
Nope. Just one Electrosol 2-in-1 tab, pop it in, and turn it on.
Wait, you didn't fill both cups.
Don't have to. That one tab cleans as well as filling both cups. The blue and white layers break down stubborn food stains, and the Jet Dry Powerball helps eliminate spots on glass. Let's see how we did. Spaghetti and oatmeal stains, gone.
The silver's gorgeous.
And the glass?
Spotless.
And this box cleans as many loads as these. Electrosol 2-in-1 tabs are guaranteed to clean great or your money back. It stacks up
to whatever you dish out.
With Alltel, you can get 5,300 minutes of calling for $29.95 a month, plus free nationwide long distance. Add a line and share your minutes and get 2 phones for just 99 cents each. Alltel, are you connected?
I was just making it paycheck to paycheck. I certainly couldn't afford to quit my job to go back to school. FMU had the solutions. I took night classes and received financial aid. Going back to school has definitely paid off.
For more information, call 1-800-788-8894. That's 1-800-788-8894.
Live from WJXT Channel 4, this is the one and only Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon, everyone. If you're just joining us, our big story. Just moments ago, police confirmed that yesterday's slaying of a bus driver in Maryland is linked to the other sniper shootings. Channel 4's Karen Guglielmone joins us live from the Satellite Center with the latest on the investigation. Karen.
That's right, Joyce. As you just saw live on Eyewitness News, police have just announced that yesterday's shooting is in fact linked to the other sniper shootings. And we're now learning that a second handwritten note was found at that scene in Rockville, Maryland. That's where bus driver Conrad Johnson was fatally wounded as he stood on the top step of his bus at a station yesterday. Reports say a letter left at the scene of that crime repeated the sniper's demands for $10 million. And now you know we've also heard the postscript from a letter left at an earlier scene that warned, your children are not safe anywhere at any time. The sniper has now claimed 10 victims and wounded 3 others. Montgomery County Police Chief Charles Moose is now calling for any witnesses who may have been afraid to come forward now.
Anyone that may have immigrant status, that we would want them to understand that we want to talk to them. We want to ask questions about what they saw, heard in the area of this shooting.
Now this is all happening as we speak. You can see we're monitoring the press conference right here behind me. Just a moment ago, Chief Moose backed off what he said a little bit, saying he couldn't promise anything to anyone who came forward with information if they had problems with the immigration department. The chief also refused to answer questions about reports that the sniper was frustrated in trying to get through to the tip line they have set up there. Again, the most important information coming out of this press conference is that the shooting in Rockville, Maryland yesterday has been linked to the sniper. Live in the Satellite Center, I'm Karen Guglielmone.
Thank you, Karen. And the chilling message from the sniper, your children are not safe anywhere at any time, is causing parents in the D.C. area to take added steps to protect their kids. Art Harris tells us more about parents' fears.
Hours after the bus driver was gunned down, parents learned what they already feared. Their children could be next.
Your children are not safe anywhere at any time.
I heard that he said the kids are not safe. That's really a devastating statement, and it's a shocker, because I was thinking whoever shoots children, you can't get any lower than that.
A doctor from the suburbs trained to save lives is uncertain as a father how to save his own children.
And I want to protect them as much as I can. I just don't know what exactly to do. You cannot lock them at home all day long, and you can tell them to be careful here and there, but a bullet that comes out of nowhere and just hits a child, I mean, what can you do? I mean,
another father says he understands.
When you heard this, how did it make you feel?
Very concerned. Bottom line, very concerned, because I don't know what I'd do. If anything happened to my daughters.
My son's having bad dreams about bad people taking him.
A 5-year-old boy is struggling with the nature of good and evil.
He asked me today a question I couldn't answer. He asked me, where do bad people come from? And are they born bad? And I really struggled. I didn't know how to answer that.
One of the many questions parents can't answer for their children or themselves. So they offer up concrete advice like what to do between the carpool and the classroom.
Move fast, move quickly outside, just little precautionary measures.
A little boy running from a monster.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is today. We're all running from this monster, or however many monsters there are.
Art Harris, CNN, Montgomery County, Maryland.
And be sure to stay tuned to Eyewitness News for continuing coverage on the Beltway sniper attacks. Police in Pittsburgh say last night's shooting of a boy is not related to the Washington area sniper attacks, but some parents say they fear a copycat shooter. The 9-year-old boy was shot in the hip while practicing with his Pee Wee football team at a Pittsburgh park. Witnesses say the shot came from nearby woods. A hospital spokesperson says no organs were punctured and the boy is in fair condition. No arrests have been made in this case. Firefighters are battling a multi-alarm fire in Elizabeth, New York. 2 multi-story row homes caught fire around 4:30 this morning. Portions of the buildings collapsed a short time later. Police say it appears all residents safely escaped, but there is no word yet on the cause. 2 America West pilots grounded for being caught flying drunk will go before a Florida judge today. Judge David Young will hear a motion against Thomas Cloyd and Christopher Hughes on whether or not being towed from the gate is considered driving. The judge will also rule on the media's request to have the video of the pilots at the security checkpoint. This is where the screeners realized the pilots were intoxicated and they made it public. Florida Governor Jeb Bush and his wife visited their daughter in jail for the first time since she was locked up. Noel Bush went to jail last week to serve a 10-day sentence for violating the terms of her drug treatment program. A spokesman for the Orange County Jail says the Bushes arrived before regularly scheduled visiting hours, and they visited about 15 minutes with their daughter. Noel is in protective custody, away from the general jail population. Well, like in the 2000 election, one of the most closely watched races this November 5th will be here in the Sunshine State. Instead of George W. Bush being on center stage, his brother Jeb will be getting the attention. John Zarrella has a closer look at the third and final gubernatorial debate.
Governor Bush, Mr. McBride, thank you both for joining us.
A final debate, a last chance to go one-on-one, toe-to-toe. Florida's Republican Governor Jeb Bush and his Democratic challenger Bill McBride squared off in Orlando and left nothing on the table.
I'd take more of the budget, all programs, across the board and move it into public schools and human services.
To suggest that you're not going to raise taxes, I think it's just being disingenuous.
With 2 weeks before the election, polls show Bush and McBride in a dead heat, a startling turn of events. Just 3 months ago, McBride was running a distant second in primary polls to Janet Reno. Now he's not only the Democratic nominee, he's got what experts say is a legitimate shot to pull the upset of the political season, beating the president's brother.
The fact that right now Jeb Bush can't get above 49 points in any single poll shows that he's got a problem.
Political scientists say this election may well be a repeat of the 2000 presidential race, where every vote was critical.
Not only do we have an equally divided state between Republicans and Democrats, even our independent voters seem to split between the two, which creates the most competitive political environment in the country.
There's not a single voting group in Florida you can ignore, whether it's African Americans, Hispanics, seniors, women, all age groups, you name it. We have to go after every single vote because it's Florida.
Experts say this race is far more than just about the governorship of Florida. It's an integral part of both parties' strategies for 2004.
The president could not have won the White House without Florida, that's clear. And in 2004, he won't be able to win re-election probably without Florida.
To help avert a potential Florida disaster, both the governor's mother and father are canvassing the state for their son. Republican Party leaders admit their margin right now isn't comfortable, but they say it's better than where the other guy is. John Zarrella, CNN, Orlando.
Well, coming up later today on Eyewitness News, of course, the latest on the investigation into the sniper attacks. Plus, parents can be a powerful influence in a child's life, but older brothers and sisters can also play a role. We'll have that in Connect for Kids. And researchers have discovered a connection between cholesterol-lowering drugs and Alzheimer's disease. Details when you join us first at 5. But there is more to come this noon, so stay with us. The pain seems to linger on Wall Street. A look at the numbers when we come back.
I'm Ted Brown with a couple of great games for kids and another one that's good for kids and adults too. Professor PC's coming up.
I just can't get over Dad with his new Pride Power chair. Now it's so easy for him to get around the house. His chair is so rugged he could tackle almost anything. They even have styles that disassemble. And with our provider's help, Dad qualified, and his insurance covered everything.
Independence Medical is a Medicare supplier who takes assignment on power chairs and deals with most private insurance companies. Call 1-800-705-4115.
Court Furniture is having a tent sale. For 4 days only, Court has a huge tent full of top-quality pre-leased name-brand furniture at outstanding savings. Everything's on sale for 30, 50, 70% or more off new retail value. You'll find amazing deals like sofa and chair from $198, 4-piece bedrooms from $298, and 5-piece dinettes from $128. But these savings won't last. Hurry to the Court Furniture Clearance Center near you. This tent sale ends soon.
Bill McBride is fighting to improve education and reduce class sizes, but Jeb Bush is attacking him, saying it costs too much. But McBride pays for his plan with a 50 cents per pack cigarette tax. That's the only tax he'll raise. So why is Bush resorting to scare tactics and fake numbers? McBride's plan has been praised by newspapers and endorsed by teachers and parents. They know our schools are underfunded and overcrowded. They care about education, and they want a governor who cares about it too.
Dare to compare and do the Subaru. Hey folks, Bob Allen here at Subaru of Jacksonville with this simple challenge. If you're like me, you shop for the best values. Check out the all-new Subaru Forester, starting as low as $199 a month. It has more standard options than the RAV4 or the CR-V. Or shop and compare the Subaru Outback. It's almost $10,000 less than the Volvo V70. Go ahead, I dare you. Do the Subaru today at Subaru of Jacksonville.
Business Journal is sponsored by Stanley Steamer.
Is your kid being a kid? Call Stanley Steamer. Our carpet experts get out the toughest spots and odors. Call today about our $79.95 special.
1-800-STEAMER. Tough on dirt, gentle on carpet.
Planes bombed 2 military air defense sites in southern Iraq today. It's the third round of strikes in a week. U.S. military officials say the bombings came after the Iraqis fired artillery and missiles at coalition planes that were patrolling the southern no-fly zone. And a rare public protest takes place in Iraq as more than 70 protesters held an unauthorized rally. They were angry that their loved ones were not among the prisoners Hussein released in a general amnesty over the weekend. They want the Iraqi president to tell them what happened to their relatives. The protesters rallied until a soldier fired a shot into the crowd and dispersed it. In Afghanistan, 3 Special Forces soldiers are injured when they hit a landmine with their vehicle. They were flown to a U.S. air base in Kandahar. 2 were treated at the base hospital and released. This 3rd soldier is still being checked out for possible internal injuries. And military officials from the southern Philippines arrest 5 men they say are responsible for a string of bombings in the Manila area. The suspects were believed to be members of a guerrilla group. Authorities say they were caught and arrested in the act while building a bomb. And another revelation from the Moroccan student on trial for allegedly helping an al-Qaeda-linked terror cell in Germany. In testimony today, Munir El-Motasadiq said that he did transfer some $2,500 from the account of a 9/11 hijacker. Authorities believe the Yemeni man was to be the cell's chief contact with Osama bin Laden. And there are conflicting reports on the number of people rescued after a ferry sinks in the Caspian Sea. Company officials of the freighter ferry say 2 people have been confirmed dead and 13 have been rescued. But a government commission is reporting only 9 were saved. That ferry sank Tuesday morning with 51 people aboard. Well, a day after the stock market gave back a small piece of its recent gains, stocks are mixed today. Here's Claire Laker with the dollars and cents of it all.
Well, the bulls are pulling in their horns for a second straight session down here on Wall Street as investors continue to take profits following 2 weeks of stellar gains down here in which the market has surged more than 16%. But analysts say it's not unusual to see a pullback of this kind after such strong gains that we have seen down here. Let's get right to the board, though, so you can see exactly where the numbers stand. Dow Jones Industrial Average giving back 145 points right now. The NASDAQ also lower by about 12 points in the session. Investors are basically worried about some weaker than expected earnings that we had coming out here this morning. Eli Lilly, that's the big drug maker, issuing its third quarter earnings and warning that its fourth quarter earnings are going to fall short of estimates. There's also regulatory concerns down here on Wall Street today involving financial giant Citigroup. Citigroup shares really getting hammered today, down nearly 6%. This on news that the New York Attorney General's office is going to question CEO Sandy Weil as part of a broad probe into the company's research activities. And finally, Lucent Technologies posting its 10th consecutive quarterly loss, sales falling again. The company also saying revenues are going to decline another 10% in the next quarter. But actually, the stock is bucking the downdraft today. It's up about a penny in the session. We're live at the New York Stock Exchange. I'm Claire Leka. Now back to you.
And this just into Eyewitness News. WPLG news station in Miami is reporting that Super Telecom is filing for bankruptcy, but the company will stay in business. Of course, we'll have more on that story coming up tonight. But now we need to get the weather story. Of course, John has that.
That's right. Pile on all the bad news about stocks and stuff and then leave it up to me. All right, here's how it's been looking out over the downtown area for the last couple of hours. And again, we've seen the northeasterly winds begin to pick up. And so we've got gusty winds. You might recall Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even up to through yesterday. We had calm winds around the area, just some beautiful conditions to deal with. Now this afternoon's northeastern winds will continue to bring in a little extra moisture as the afternoon goes by, so that by this evening, I suspect these clouds are going to be pretty thick. By the way, we are going to start to get ready to gain an hour of sleep by falling back with our clocks. That'll be coming up here soon. And this chart here is kind of hard to understand, but it gives you an idea of when sunsets occurs. And the latest sunset occurs right there around June 21st, 8:32. 8:32. Right now, we're 2 hours less than that. In fact, tonight's sunset will be around 6:47. So we've lost almost 2 hours in the evening hours. Once we fall back, we'll lose yet another hour in some minutes. So again, by next week at this time, the sun will be going down mighty early. So get it done early and then try to get as much as you get done in the morning hours because, of course, as I said, here comes the sunsets rather early. For us, we're watching the rain down there to the south and west of us. Not much yet. We've seen this pattern the last couple of days. The moisture begins to build there and then kind of rapidly kind of spreads across out to the east. We've seen the storms primarily in through parts of Georgia, but northerly winds occurring in through parts of Georgia are keeping their temperatures down. That may keep the storms closer to the Jacksonville area later on today, especially south of town. 74, 75 degrees for an afternoon high for us here locally. That's where we're at right now. Down to the south, 87 degrees right now in Miami. Very comfortable conditions there. Here's a visible satellite picture. I just want to show you that you can see the line of clouds just to the north of us right now. They extend out there in the Gulf of Mexico. The clouds rather thick with rain in through parts of the Panhandle. Look at the showers and storms now coming on shore out near Mobile and Pensacola and back out toward New Orleans. Those showers will basically head through our area later on today, tonight, into tomorrow morning. Then we might get a break in the action, and then we'll actually see the showers and storms return once again sometime late tomorrow and into Friday. So we have these periods of rain. Been talking about it all week long. Pattern of the jet stream is such that little waves of energy. There's one, there's another one there, a third one here, a fourth one back there near San Francisco will come marching on across the United States, and each and every 36 hours or so we'll get a chance of some showers and occasional downpours. Cold air out there to the north. They've had their share of snow already in the northern plain states. Boaters, take it easy out there. Northeastern winds are going to be rather gusty this afternoon. They may actually begin to bend around toward the south and east for the next couple of days, and as such, will give you a little better conditions if you're going to be offshore and the like. Sunset, 6:47. High tide was this morning, a low tide around 4:30. Another high tide coming up around 11 this evening. 76 degrees this afternoon. Tomorrow about the same. A little warmer on Friday, a little cooler on Saturday. Rain possibility right on through the next 4 days. Check out the roadways now, and we'll do that with Curtis Wayne back at the traffic center.
Well, John, on the north end of town, 95 southbound before 295, the scene of a two-car collision with injuries. They are, however, in the median. A couple of crashes on 295 itself, one northbound before 103rd Street, the other on the southbound ramp to Wilson Boulevard. And Roosevelt Boulevard has an accident with injuries, southbound just before 295. Over on the southbound Dames Point Bridge, you'll find a stalled car. Watch for that. And at Riverside, an accident Park Street, just east of Osceola Street. Just a little bit of a bunch-up on the northbound Fuller Warren here. From the Traffic Center, I'm Curtis Wayne for Eyewitness News at noon.
Thanks so much, Curtis. Well, today, Professor PC shows us how to have a little more fun with our computer. He has a great game for kids and one for kids at heart as well.
Brains can explode from too much learning. There's no solid examples of this, but children tell me it's true. So quick, get the Starflyers. Starflyer software is an idea for parents' brains. Royal Jewel Rescue and Alien Space Chase are just fun programs with great animation, games, and puzzles that require some brain power, but not so much that it detracts from the fun. Starflyers inhabit a universe of popcorn galaxies and caramel battery chargers. The hardest thing your kid will have to figure out, though, is whether the jumbo marshmallow is sticky enough to allow your space cruiser to land on the giant bowling ball planet. These programs are great fun for kids 5 to 8 and from the Learning Company, but don't let that learning part get in the way of buying them. Another great game for the slightly older kids all the way up to adults is Zoo Tycoon. It's the game where you create, tend, and administrate your own zoo. If you already have this truly terrific game, you'll want the expansion pack, Zoo Tycoon Dinosaur Digs. Instead of lions, tigers, and bears, you get a lesson in the care and feeding of saber-toothed tigers, velociraptors, and T-Rexes, oh my. You decide whether to invite your visitors to your own Jurassic Park or use them for Dino Chow. In my experience, the only thing kids love more than a school snow day would be dinosaurs. If they sold snow days, the sound of breaking piggy banks would be deafening nationwide. Dinosaur Digs is far more affordable and the fun lasts more than a day, so I highly recommend it. Quick, before somebody's learning-packed brain explodes. Class dismissed.
We're still on the lookout for the kind of stories about inspiring people in our community. If you know of someone special, just send us the information to Good Works, 4 Broadcast Place, Jacksonville 32207, and let us know how to get in touch with that person as well as yourself. You can also email it to news4jax.com. Just ahead this noon, if you missed Shania Twain, the wait is almost over. More on the Country Stars comeback right after the break.
Tomorrow, a happy birthday. Crystal celebrates 70 years of those little square burgers.
And JU takes us to the Little Shop of Horrors tomorrow at 7 on the morning show.
It keeps getting worse. The class size amendment sounded great until we learned it could cost us billions. Allows unqualified teachers into the classroom, cuts school programs we thought were untouchable, and could lead to portables as far as the eye can see. So wrong, it's opposed by educators, parents and teachers, newspapers and community leaders, Democrats and Republicans, state after state. Say no to Amendment 9, because if it passes, how will we ever explain this to them?
I'll make this simple. I shop Rooms to Go because it's easy. I don't get hassled by pushy salespeople. I don't have to wait for phony sales. And when they say they deliver in days, Rooms to Go delivers. It's like Rooms to Go is the only place that gives me credit for being intelligent. Plus, they always have the furniture I want. Great room packages put together to the last detail. At the lowest prices anywhere. So what can I say? Rooms to Go makes decorating easy. Just plain easy.
Bill McBride is fighting to improve education and reduce class sizes, but Jeb Bush is attacking him, saying it costs too much. But McBride pays for his plan with a 50 cents per pack cigarette tax. That's the only tax he'll raise. So why is Bush resorting to scare tactics and fake numbers? McBride's plan has been praised by newspapers and endorsed by teachers and parents. They know our schools are underfunded and overcrowded. They care about education, and they want a governor who cares about it too.
Hi, I'm Brad Nitz, new weather guy at Channel 4. Just taking a tour of some of my old hangouts. Hey, how you doing? Spent a lot of time here and here. I just love being outdoors. That's what makes this such a great place to live and such a great place to talk about the weather.
Brad Nitz Weather, only on Eyewitness News.
I've always been fascinated with the weather, and now it's my job. How great is that?
A very rare Elvis collectible item is up for grabs. Elise Wool has details on this story and the other buzz that's making entertainment headlines.
With today's Hollywood Minute, I'm Elise Wool. Here's to you if you love Elvis. Starting October 28th, Elvis's barber will be auctioning off strands of the King's hair. The barber says he collected the locks off towels Elvis wore around his neck while getting his hair cut. Bidding starts at $10,000. Celine Dion is pulling out all the bells and whistles for her upcoming Las Vegas show at the MGM Grand. It should be quite a spectacle because the producer behind the show is the same guy who designed Cirque du Soleil's Vegas productions. The diva's debut is scheduled for March 25th. And if you've missed Shania Twain, the wait is almost over. The country music star is planning to release a new album next month. Needing a break from the limelight, Shania and her husband retreated to Switzerland, where they had a son and lived a fairly anonymous life. Shania admits she loved that her neighbors knew her as Eileen, which is her given name. That's your Hollywood Minute. I'm Elise Wool.
Once the publicist for Britney Spears, but now she finds herself on the verge of going to jail. Lizzie Grubman is expected to turn herself in today for backing her SUV into a crowd outside of a Long Island nightclub last year. 16 people were injured. If convicted, Grubman could spend 2 months behind bars. Well, John is not behind bars. We're letting him out for a little sunshine, hopefully, John.
I don't know. That's one of those strange stories. You still scratch your head. You wonder about it. Of course, that happened some time ago. What's now happening is we're getting some showers to pop up around the area. Not much back out toward the west. And this is the region that I expect those showers to develop and or move from. We got those showers and thunder showers out there in the Panhandle. They'll move along I-10. And guess who's on the other end of I-10? That would be us. So, again, some scattered showers moving our way later on. Already, though, we are seeing some showers popping up. The heat that they're seeing in Central Florida, they're in the low to mid 80s right now. We're only in the 70s. So it looks like from St. Augustine, Palatka southward, there could be a few pop-up thunder showers later on today. Let's look outside at downtown Jacksonville right about now. We got the low clouds, cooler temperatures than yesterday. Today's temperatures holding in the mid 70s. Breezy conditions. The rain's coming later. Joyce?
Here's a recap of today's top stories. Police are still looking for clues in letters that were left apparently by the Washington area sniper. Sources say the latest message was found near the scene of yesterday's shooting where a bus driver was killed in Montgomery County, Maryland. That shooting has officially been linked to the serial sniper. Police say the note demanded money and is also warning that children in the area are not safe. 3 people are seriously injured after what police are calling a drive-by shooting. It happened at the intersection of Albert Street and A. Philip Randolph Boulevard. An off-duty officer was directing traffic at the Jacksonville Fair. He heard gunshots around 9:30 last night. He responded and discovered one victim was shot in the leg, another in the neck, the other in the arm. All 3 were taken to Shands Hospital. And tonight at 10, a dangerous thrill, the need for speed on roller coasters. Doctors say it could be more than the body can really handle. I can attest to that. Join Tom and Mary tonight on Eyewitness News at 10. No, I can't do roller coasters at all.
It's a lunch hour.
Oh, gosh, no, absolutely not. That's all for now. John and I thank you so much for watching.
Have a great afternoon, folks. Supermarket Sweep is next. Have a great afternoon.
The look and styles you want are just the beginning. Liberty offers you a shopping experience you'll enjoy with names you trust like Thomasville, Henry Don, and Drexel Heritage, all at terrific savings. Relax. Liberty makes it easy to treat yourself because we believe you deserve it.
Liberty Furniture, your home's always in fashion with today's look of liberty.
Want to join the Jaguars in New York City? There's never been a better time to visit, especially when the Jaguars take on the New York Giants next Sunday. And the Jaguars, New York City and Company, and the one and only Channel 4 are saving a seat for you. Just pack your bags, clear your calendar, choose a friend, and watch the morning show next Thursday. Be caller 4, and you'll win airfare for 2 to New York City, hotel, 2 seats to a Broadway show, and 2 tickets to the Jaguars-Giants game. Score a touchdown in New York next Thursday on the morning show on the one and only Channel 4. Brought to you by New York City and Company.
The latest on the manhunt for the serial sniper. Inside Edition is there. Next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on the one and only Channel 4 WJXT.
Wild Moments, Saturday mornings at 10 on the one and only Channel 4.